Welcome back to Titancraft. Today we have a lot of work to do on the Nether Hub, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. An incredible amount of build progress is done here, including this fish. This fish is named Bernard, apparently. When I did the time lapse you just saw, I put little black buttons on it because this is supposed to be coal mini blocks as eyes, but I don't have any of those yet. So someone put wither skulls on it, which does kind of work. It's a good substitute for now because I probably won't be able to get coal mini blocks anytime soon. And there's been a lot of progress here, as you've just seen. I have spent several days, honestly, like maybe over a week, on everything you've seen here, everything you just saw in that time lapse. We also did all this down here, but over the past week or so, maybe 2 weeks, I don't even know at this point, I did all of this outside ring of buildings. I did all of the walls. I did these like black stone supports here with little paper lanterns hanging from them. And there's been a lot of other progress happening here as well. The people who were working on the underwater section finished it, and we did a little glass placing party earlier today where we all just got together in a big Discord call and place glass for literally just an hour. It took an hour to fill this entire thing up with glass. There are fog layers here, glass fog layers, not typical glass fog layers where there's one every other, but there's actually 3 spaces of air in between each layer of glass, because that's what I ended up thinking looked the best. I think it gives it a really nice, you can see through it to all the colorful, like, nice stuff down there, but it's not so see-through that it's distracting, but it's also not like so foggy that you can't see anything. I thought it ended up being the perfect right amount of fogginess. And there's a lot of other things been happening. People built these undersides of the entrances to each tunnel here, and I finished off the bridges that were underneath. And one of the builders for the Nether Hub and the tunnels, Mirabella, has been working on this entrance here and finished most of the facade of it. There's just like a little bit down below that is still under a spoiler wall that hasn't been done yet, but eventually the spoiler wall will come down and connect up with the tunnel, and there will be a little bit of something on the inside here. And that's one of the next things I'm going to do, is focus on the next few entrances. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to join me with that or not, if she will continue to help me build these other ones, but I'm probably going to build this one next, the west tunnel entrance next, and then because I think it's probably the easiest one, and I think I can probably knock it out pretty quickly, and then I'll move on to the other 2. The summer one I think will probably be the hardest. And now we can also walk on the glass, of course, which is my intention all along, is for this whole hub to be completely walkable. This area under here, something else I might finish doing pretty soon here, is finish off this area. There will eventually be a drop down here with like a vine coming down, a glowberry vine coming down, so people can come down here if they don't have wings, and they can walk around and get to anything that they need to get to in this hub. And another big thing that happened just today, like right after the glass layers were done, is the entire hole in the bedrock ceiling is now complete. This has been pretty cool to see happen. I barely had to do any of this bedrock breaking, but they did actually let me take out the last piece of bedrock that was here earlier today, which was really fun. Okay, ready? Is everybody ready?
Now, fictional, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Did that
Yay,
work?
it worked!
I'm not gonna waste mine. I'm not gonna waste my rocket.
That's why people use 9 stacks today.
Yeah.
You beat me to it. Quiet.
Thanks to all of the people that actually did all the work here.
I just donated
The
stuff.
small
I'll
bit
take all
I
the
did,
credit.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I donated
Yep.
whatever I could.
I was really happy I got to do that. I really, really appreciate all the people who put in all the work, though. They did obviously the vast majority of the work. I really didn't think this would get done so quickly. I thought this would be one of the longest things that we were going to be waiting for to be done before we could like finish the interior of the hub, and people just went at it like crazy. People have been doing this almost nonstop since the server began, since we've been getting enough gunpowder from farms and stuff, donations from people to do it. So that has just been amazing to see the progress of, and it's made me really, really happy. I'm really happy with how this whole thing is turning out. I'm going to go through all of the different pieces individually in more depth once the whole thing is done, and once we've taken down the spoiler walls here. Once the interior is done, we will take down the spoiler walls, and we will open it up to the public, and so they can fly and use it. And then we will finish up the tunnels. We'll finish up the exterior, and which let me show you that real quick, how that's looking. I know someone has been doing some work. I think a player called Crafted Fate, who did a lot of the underwater stuff, has been doing some of the stuff outside here. Yeah, like they did this whole section right here, kind of going up like that and up to where eventually there will be beacon bases. Wow, my rockets are lasting forever because there's so many people online. Beacon bases will be right here, and there's going to be one on every side, and then this whole thing is going to be covered. And this is not going to stay just like a big netherrack box, by the way. All right, let's come on in here into this area and finish this build off. It's going to be just a little area for people to come into whenever they need to get from the ice down to the water. We're going to put crafting table and ender chests in each of these corners like this. We're going to put some signs in here as well on all the corners, pointing out relevant info for people so they know where to go. We're going to take just like one of every type of sign. I've got a hanging sign and a regular sign for each of the different sides of the hub here. Let's face north. First of all, we're facing north here. The colors for north are like snow, white, spruce, and dark oak. So we're going to do the centerpiece here is going to be white, and the signs here on the sides are going to be spruce. So we're going to do a spruce sign here, and I'll write the words on here. Now that we can edit signs after placing them down, don't need to write anything on them yet. We're going to do a hanging sign like that, and a hanging sign like that on each of the corners. So we're going to do that and that. Okay, so now we're going to come into one of these corners. Let's go into this one. And basically I'm just going to go through all of these and write the directions for like where people need to go. So this is, in order to get to the water, go out this way, place an arrow right there. So I'm going to do that there. And then we're going to do to water here and do the same thing with a different arrow this time, pointing that direction. And so we're just going to do that on all of these corners. And then we're going to take glow ink sacs and white dye and just hit all of the signs with both. I'm not sure if I'll have enough glow ink, but I can always go get more. And also I will need honeycomb to wax these. So I can get some honeycomb from my bees next to the gold farm and come and wax these because I don't want anyone changing the signs once they're up. There are so many signs. Why did I put so many signs in here? I tell you, it's so easy to miss a sign too. Like did I get this one? I did. Okay. I'm just like going over them twice because I'm making sure that I didn't miss any. So we're going to let's do the north one first. We're actually going to take the glass out right here on all three of the sides real quick. All right. So this is pretty simple. It's just like that, and then that. I'm gonna break this. Do I want to break this? Yeah, I can break that. Okay. So I didn't want there to be like a piece of one of these things on it or a piece of glow like on it because that's just annoying because I don't have those things in my inventory right now. So then we're gonna place a pink concrete right there, and we're gonna do this. Actually, this is stairs. 2 stairs like that. This is all coming back to me. I think I'll have a much easier time making the other 2, the other 3. Have to pillar up here to get on top of the head. Of course, I built this whole room, made it very difficult for myself to jump. Place that back. And then we're just going to do 3 slabs across the back there. And then the little things coming out the side of its face. And I think that's pretty much it. There we go. A nice white axolotl. Very, very cute. And we're going to do that 3 more times. So we're going to do the same thing here. Once again, making it hard for myself to jump. Gotta remember where I place these. Put them back immediately so I don't forget to place them back. Okay, so this guy is now complete. That one was much faster than the other one. And that's all done. My 4 axolotl children here. Very nice. I'm really, really happy with how these turned out. They're just very silly little guys just sticking their heads out of these little caves is what I'm imagining. And looking at what is in the center here, which you cannot see yet, obviously, but it'll be there soon. So we are going to move on to the next thing. While I was working on this, I took a little step away and then I came back and worked on this. And while that happened, Mirabella started working on this one. Like I said I was going to do. I said I was going to do this one next, and it looks like she had the same idea. and that's totally fine. I'm totally happy with that. I will probably then work on the summer one, because that one I think is going to be the hardest one, and I feel bad making people do the harder things, which is why I did a lot of this stuff. That means we'll have 3 of these done, and then we'll just have the north one to do, which would be nice. Real quick, right before I do that though, I really want to get rid of this platform up here, so I'm going to take care of this. Ow. I'm going to take care of this area up here because I really want this to look nice. This was just finished, and I think not a lot of people that worked on this are on right now, so whenever they come back to look at it, they will see that it's been finished and fully decorated, which I think will be a nice surprise. So I'm going to get to doing that right now. We will take a better look at that in just a second. There's something I want to do real quick. So there's something on this server that is special to the server, and that is resetting encounters and the above. The above is something we'll go into more detail later. The above actually depends on the Nether Hub and tunnels being finished, and that hasn't happened yet. And when they are finished, I will go over what that is in more detail. But resetting encounters. So this server has a resetting ocean monument, which when you go to it will give you, it will put you in adventure mode, and you go around and you kill the Elder Guardians. You have to find them and kill them, just like any normal ocean monument. And then when you are done, when you kill each of them, you get like a special thing. Sometimes you get like a trident, sometimes you get just like the normal drops from vanilla. Sometimes you get these things called coupons, which you can use for a variety of different things. There are a few different types. There's like spawner coupons where you can get a non-functional spawner. There's mini block coupons. There's sound coupons now. There's a bunch of different coupons that you can get. You can also use this resetting ocean monument to get sponges, get a nice supply of sponges. So when you defeat all 3 outer guardians, you get a special hoe that lets you go around and grab all of the sponges in the monument, even though you're in adventure mode. And then it resets every once in a while. So one thing that I have been trying to get for the hub is a spawner coupon and a few mini block coupons. Now, I got the spawner coupon donated to me from someone and has actually already been used, and I'll show you that in a minute here when we go back to the hub. But then I also went to the resetting monument and tried to get mini block coupons. Now, I've only been able to get one, and this wasn't even one that I got. I got this from someone. Every time I go to the resetting monument, I never get the coupon that I want, or I just don't get any coupons at all. Or it's not reset because someone else has already run it recently. So we're going to come down here where it spawned. We're going to come down here. This kind of goes over how these kiosks work for redeeming coupons. Some of the coupons can only be redeemed by talking to the head mod, Grifter Mage. So these are the different types here. That's lore, that's banner, enchantments. So you can get like an enchantment glint. You can get extra banner like slots, like put extra things on your banners instead of the normal vanilla amount. Lore text, like special naming with like colors and stuff. But this is the one we want, the mini block coupon. So let's see, we need a web browser, a blank book and quill. Okay, I do not have that. I will be right back. I need to get that. Whoops. Okay, book and quill acquired. Now we can move on. Let's see, I don't actually know how this works. This is the first time I've ever done this throughout the seasons I've been on here. So blank book and quill and your mini block coupon. Let's see, the command you need will be after the word value. So yeah, I got that. Okay, so I need to take the thing I just copied and paste it in here. That should work. Okay, your coupon and the book and quill will disappear and you'll receive the head in return. I think I've done it correctly. I think this is good. Got the mini block coupon, so I'm going to put that right there. Okay, this should work. I'm nervous for some reason. Oh yeah, it worked. Okay, well, I just got this advancement, which is very nice. Love to see it. No one here knows that you can get coupons before the above opens. Normally, coupons come from the above. But let's go through and take a look at the hub, walk around and see it in its full glory. Well, the spoiler walls are down, as you saw. You have been seeing the building process for this for quite some time now, but I am looking forward to showing you it in detail. Okay, so let's come down here where you have seen before, and now this spawner is finally here. This is an axolotl spawner. If you can tell, it's spinning a little bit fast. Someone thought it was a pig earlier, but it's an axolotl. All the axolotls are just kind of like staring at it in awe. I had entertained the thought of, ooh, new person. Nice. Welcome them. Let's also take a look out here. So you can see a nice, good look at the tree from down here. You can see the frog is now fully out and not covered in a spoiler wall. Same with these two portals, no longer have spoiler walls around them. And actually, this is for this. We're going to go ahead and place this right there. It's a fly. It's a very, very important detail that I love. I'm very excited about it. The frog is one of my favorite things in this hub. He needs a fly. That's why his tongue is out, and I love it. Okay, so let's take a look over here. You can see the fish fully done, the koi here. We connected up the portals, took down the temporary portals, obviously, and connected up the portals to the shopping district. So there's a portal there, there's a portal here in the tail, and there's a portal over there in the boat, but we'll take a look at the boat in a second. I want to show you one of my absolute favorite parts of the hub, which is this, the dragonfly. This kind of came about randomly. I had finished designing the koi entirely, and I was showing it off to my partner, and they were like, you know what he needs, like with his mouth open like that, he needs to be tracing a dragonfly or something. And I immediately was like, yes, absolutely. And within the next like 15 minutes, I had this guy busted out. This is one of the only things in this hub that only took one draft. This was my first try of laying out a design, and he turned out perfect. I love him. This is one of my absolute favorite things in this hub now. And it just kind of happened on a whim, and I didn't expect to do it, and it just happened, and yeah, I love how he turned out. What a very nice little dragonfly. And the fish will perpetually be pursuing him, and he will perpetually be getting away. So you love to see it. And I love how he's like skimming the top of the water like a dragonfly would. It's great. I just think this whole like scene right here, is just my favorite. I just love it. Now, most of this you've already seen. I mean, you saw me build a lot of the stuff. This flower, I really love this flower. These like the lily pads, or leaves, or whatever you want to call them, sitting on the top of the water. This flower right here was really a pain in the butt to design, but I really love how it ended up turning out. The colors, I think, work really nicely together. Like I said, almost everything in this hub took multiple iterations to finally get right during the design process. There's only a few things that took only one try. This fish actually took only one try. I really like how he turned out. This boat is not something that took one try. This boat took many, many, many tries. And in the end, I ended up having to get some inspiration from some videos. So one thing that I'm just like not all that great at right now is boats, and something I'm really trying to get better at. Some reason it's difficult for me to grasp like how to shape them. That's the big thing, especially this one that's diagonal. This like diagonal ship was especially hard to do, and I kept trying a bunch of different iterations, and they kept turning out kind of weirdly. But this video right here is the one that I got inspiration from for the shape. Now, obviously, it's a lot different. This one is diagonal, and the block palette is a bit different, but I did use it to help me like get the shape correct and the sizing correct. That was a big thing, getting the sizing and the shape correct. The sizing of like this bottom part right here as it curves, getting that, and like how it interacts with the top part. That was something I was really struggling with, and that video really helped me kind of visualize how to do it. And then I kind of took it from there and made it diagonal. I changed the design quite a bit, but there is a lot of inspiration that came from that video. So then I ended up putting a sign right here to make sure people knew that this was inspired by them, which was it was very helpful. So that's that ship. That one leads to the North Shopping District, those portals there. And I mean, you've pretty much seen everything as it's been built, but let's take a really close look at the entrances here now that they're fully complete. Start with this entrance. So this is the first one that I built, and actually at the beginning of the design process, this was the design for every entrance. It was just a different color block palette. The design always had 4 different types of tunnels that like followed the seasons. So I originally designed this and had it copied to each one, just with the different block palettes. And then I got some great advice and opinions from some other mods, mostly from I can't get back up, from TP Den Hug, from the staff on here, who originally started helping me with this hub, and he had to bow out at the beginning, unfortunately. During the design phase, he decided to leave it to me to finish this off, but he started this bottom tree part here, the bottom part of the tree, with the entrance into the spawn portal. He began that, and I kept a lot of what he did. I just kind of opened it up a bit, and he gave me a lot of really great advice when I showed him the rough draft that had the same entrance for all 4. There was a lot of different things in that original rough draft. There was a lot of things that he helped inspire me to change. Like there used to be like these pillars going all the way down from the bridges that I got rid of. Instead, I made them kind of like arch here instead, and it looks like a million times better. And he said that I should make every entrance a different style of build for like different Asian countries, instead of just focusing on one type of style from one Asian country, in this case being Japan. So this entrance is inspired by a building in Japan. That building is inspired by a building in Nepal. This one is inspired by a building in China. And this one is inspired by a building in Cambodia. And I actually have these here for all of the different sides. We have these little lecterns here that tell you a little bit about what inspired that specific entrance. So this entrance, the entrance to the South/Slumber Tunnel, was inspired by images of Angkor Wat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Angkor Wat in Cambodia. It was originally built to be a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu, but was converted, but has been converted over time into a Buddhist temple. It was built over 28 years from 1122 to 1150 CE and still stands today. So just a little bit of like my design inspiration. It's really difficult in Minecraft to make things look exactly like their counterparts, especially in this scale. The scale here is something I really struggled with for some of these, but I'm actually really happy with how these turned out. I think they turned out really well, and these are the things that took many iterations. The China one, this is China/Spring. This one took, this is the 6th iteration of this one. This one took me forever to get right. And by that, I mean, I literally built an entire thing and then started over from scratch again. And I did that 6 times until I finally got this one. So this one is the entrance to the East/Spring Tunnel was inspired by images of the pagoda of Falgong Temple in China. It is a Buddhist temple and was built in 1056 during the Liao dynasty. It is the oldest fully wooden pagoda still standing in China. So, and then there's the Nepal one. This one was one of the fewest iterations I had to do. I think this is the 2nd iteration. This one actually went by pretty quickly, and I ended up with that version. I really, really liked it. Actually, I started with a completely different building as inspiration for that one. So this is actually the first iteration of the building that it eventually ended up being. But I started with a completely different building that I was getting inspired from for the first iteration. So this one, the entrance to the North/Winter Tunnel was inspired by images of the Nyatapola Temple in Nepal. It was built within 6 months from 1701 to 1702. It is open 1 day a year, but never to the public, and houses a Hindu deity called Devi. It still stands today, having survived 4 major earthquakes. Now, the original first draft of this hub that I originally showed to TP was more focused on Japan, which is why I had this copied. So this one is based on a building from Japan. And this was originally more focused on Japan architecture, and none of these outer buildings existed yet. It was just the center ones. None of these outer buildings were a thing during that first draft that I showed him. These were always a part of the plan, but I'm really glad that they ended up being a lot different on all of the sides instead of just being all the same design all the way around. So this one, the entrance to the West/Autumn Tunnel was inspired by images. Whoops, I need to fix that. Okay, by images of Chirito Pagoda in Japan. It was built overlooking Mount Fuji in 1963, intended to be a peace memorial commemorating those who died in wars from the mid-1800s to World War II. The view from the pagoda offers spectacular views of both colorful trees in autumn and cherry blossoms in spring. So that's the 4 entrances, and I really love how all 4 of them turned out. So obviously the tree is fully done now as well, which I think turned out pretty well. This was probably the biggest pain in the butt to build so far. It was really difficult to build this, especially the leaves. I don't know if it came across in the time lapse at all. Probably not, because I probably cut out a lot of stuff, but it was a big struggle to get this built. I really struggled building the tree, but it took after a week it was done, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So another one of my favorite things in this hub that you have seen already is these hanging lanterns, and I just think they really add a nice pop of color throughout here that I really, really enjoy. And then of course we have the giant hole in the ceiling here, which you can now look down and see into, which is just fantastic. And eventually there will be beacon beams coming up out of here from places, and you'll see those. I'll probably activate those, set those up and activate them in the next episode here while I'm working on the exterior. I can't thank the people who helped work on this enough. There are so many people who helped work on just this hub and who have been working on the tunnels. Now the tunnels are not done yet. We still have quite a bit of work to do on the tunnels. We have to do the entire exterior, which I'm going to be working on, like I said. But huge thank you to all the people who helped donate to this, who helped dig for it, who helped build for it. I could not have done it without you. Seriously, it's crazy how fast this came together, especially considering how complex some of this stuff is. And I appreciate so much that so many people helped work on this. Someone helped me build this frog. Someone helped me build this fish over here. People helped build stuff under the water. People helped place all this glass. It's been really amazing. People helped build the entrances, obviously. It's just been really amazing to see this come together. And every time I logged on, there was some new thing going up that people were working on, which I always really love to see. So I think that's about it for this episode. I am really proud of this hub. I'm really happy with how it looks. I hope you like it. I hope it lives up to the expectations of everybody on the server. I hope everyone enjoys it and gets some nice use out of it and enjoys being in it, because that's what I was going for. I was going for it to be really colorful, really nice to be in, just really pleasant to see and to look at and to hang around in. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next episode of Titancraft. Thanks for watching, everybody.